Good morning. Good morning, WEFM family. Good morning, WEFM family. How are you doing this morning? What is going on with our people? I hope that you're good wherever you are. You know, it's the time of the morning where you're just saying, yay, it's Roleza, Dianna. I was just waiting. I couldn't wait to hear their voice. My day does not begin until I hear their voice. And here we are.
Well, we got some real promotion and some people like, boy, jeez.
Of course. And here we are to serve you. We are not disappointing. So good morning, Roleza.
Good morning,
What's a
Dianna.
guan?
I had to chuckle as soon as I pulled up the cameras because I think people might be thinking at this point we color coordinate.
Wait, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well, these are things I would pick up on.
Yeah.
Yes, it will look like and I think it's the second time for the week it's happening.
Yes.
No, folks, if you're wondering, we don't color coordinate. It just happens.
As they say, great minds think alike.
I don't know how I just feel about that quote because you know how the rest of it goes.
No, I don't know the rest. That's all I know.
So great minds think alike, but fools seldom differ.
Oh,
that's how it goes. Right? So yeah, I try not to use it because I can hear somebody's combat being, but fools seldom differ.
Well, you see, it's the first time hearing that part.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that part before. You see, how thing is, I want to know about the first part before me even know another part that exists.
Yep.
See, folks, in my big age, I am still learning. You're never too old to learn. Good morning, Anna. I take it that you arrived safely. Very, very good. Good morning to George. Good morning, Joshua. And to the other, we have some people on the WhatsApp.
Right. So Joshua is actually sending greetings to George. I think George is on the line. Yes, George is on the line. Right. And he's sending birthday greetings to George.
Hey.
All right. So happy birthday to you, George. I know that you generally join the live most times, if not all the time. So we are happy to have you, and we're hoping that, and George is in Puerto Rico. All right. So good morning to you, George. I don't know how you're going to celebrate today in Puerto Rico, but of course, we're wishing you nothing but a really, really great one today. All right. And Josh was the one who told us about it or alerted us to it. So, of course, Joshua is sending greetings to you as well. I suppose Joshua and your wife, right? Joshua, you didn't put you and your wife, but I believe it's Joshua and his wife. Okay.
All right, George, big up yourself. Are you having a party? Please invite us. Do not leave us out of the celebration.
How he inviting us to send us a plane ticket? How they say walking out?
However, you
Our
can
virtual
do
party?
that. You never know if George owns a private jet or a yacht that he can send for us. We're not objecting to those things.
All right, and good morning to Trevor as well as Pedro. Good morning to both of you. All right, so you're up. Crampel, I haven't heard from you for the week, so I'm checking on you. Right, if you're hearing,
That's true.
checking on you. So
That's true. And Pedro, I'm still waiting. Whoever you are, Pedro. All right, so this morning we got a hot topic, hot bread. I was about to call a bakery name, but let me not do that. Anyways, so our topic for this morning.
You can call Alan's Bakery the responsible.
Yes, it's true. Hot bread from Alan. If you go over there right now, you get some hot bread. Right, so Parliament passes law banning alcohol at funerals. Parliament on Tuesday passed a new law making it an offense to consume alcohol in a funeral procession, even as consuming it at the cemetery had been removed from the bill because the government said the boundaries of cemeteries are not clearly defined. The 13 government lawmakers, including Attorney General Grenville Williams, who were present, voted in support of the law, which could see violators arrested and fined up to EC $200. The opposition did not support the bill, arguing that while they do not support the consumption of alcohol in funeral processions, the law will create more problems than the one it proposes to address. Prime Minister Dr. Afghan Gonzalez, who piloted the bill, asked for a division of the House when it was time to vote. East Kingstown MP Fitz Bramble voted against the bill. Senator Chevron John abstained, and Southern Grenadines MP Terence Oliver, West Kingstown MP Daniel Cummins, and Central Kingstown MP Sinclair Leacock did not indicate how they voted. Opposition leader Godwin Friday, who had argued against the bill, was not present when the vote was taken. In his contribution to the debate, Friday, who is also a lawyer, questioned the rationale of the law, noting that Gonzalez had suggested that it, like many other similar pre-existing laws, would not be enforced. In presenting the Public Order Amendment Bill 2024 for debate, Gonzalez, who is also Minister of Legal Affairs, said the bill is a straightforward one. It creates an offense of unlawful possession or consumption of intoxicating liquor while being part of a funeral procession through a highway, road, or another thoroughfare, said the PM. He said the penalty for the offense on summary conviction is a fine not exceeding $200 EC, adding that under the new law, intoxicating liquor means the same as in the Liquor License Act. Must I go on? Or we could stay there?
We could read the other parts about it.
Okay. So the Prime Minister pointed out that an offense is committed only if the alcohol container is unsealed. And the powers of the police officer, in addition to being able to charge you for that offense for having possession or consuming the intoxicating liquor, that you may be arrested without a warrant if, in the opinion of the police officer, it is necessary to do so for the safety of any person. He said the law has become necessary because of the factual situation where increasingly in funeral processions, people are seen with beers, rum drinking, and shouting and not involved in anything concerning the solemnity of a funeral procession or even the celebration in song of the life of the person whom we are burying.
All right. So we were reading that from Eyewitness News. For those persons who want to know where we're sourcing it from, it's Eyewitness News. And it goes on a lot further, so you can go there and read the full content, right? But what's your opinion on this?
Listen, I've been trying to figure out how I feel about this for the entire time, and I have not come to a decision. I understand them wanting to preserve the solemnity of the funeral, saying that, when you come here, you ought to be paying respect to the dead, not gallivanting. I think I understand that part. But I still haven't made up my mind how I feel about it. Okay.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Alicia, and good morning to you, Dianna.
Good morning. I don't know your name. I just know you're Crystal Friend. What is your name?
Well, I can't tell you say so, Crystal Friend.
All right. Good morning, Crystal Friend.
Yes, morning to you, morning. No, this is a lot to me. That ain't ready. I won't say it ain't ready. No, because everybody celebrate the death in different ways. You mightn't celebrate it the way I might celebrate it. I might not the way you do it. And I am not saying that drinking alcohol and misbehaving is right. I'm not promoting it. And I am saying you should not drink no alcohol or have no alcohol around the church. But if you're in the possession of going to the cemetery, I don't have no, as long as you're violating, disrespecting, interrupting traffic, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. Now, for instance, don't get me wrong. Since we have a funeral, I mean, it might have a little skirmish and, little thing going on, but you ever hear in any funeral anybody get murdered, chopped up, hospitalized because a man drinking in a funeral? Anyone you ever hear of that?
There was actually a story, I think, earlier this year. I'm not sure if it happened this year, but at least the matter came before the courts where I think it was a case where a woman pelted a bottle after her boyfriend or former boyfriend or whatever it is.
I heard about that.
Right.
But that domestic problem.
What? Yeah, but it still happened at the funeral.
Yeah, but what happened now? That have nothing is in Jackson because her boyfriend the either hug up another woman or kiss
another woman. You're right.
Yes. But I'm talking about exactly for the funeral wife. You never hear of that?
Well, the thing of it is that we may not necessarily have heard of a murder. It may not have gone to the extent of it being a murder, but what about persons who are drunk, who are disorderly, who, because they're under the influence of alcohol, have caused a disruption to the funeral procession or even to a funeral itself? I think it's in that context. I mean, we don't want for it to get to an extreme.
Well, I'm saying charge them. I don't have a problem with that. You deal with them. If you have to arrest, take them out of the funeral and arrest them. Yeah, if it's a Saturday, if you have to arrest them until Monday, if you take them to the court, do that.
So
I
you don't
have no problem with that.
so you don't look at the law as being preventative as opposed to letting it get to that stage.
But it ain't gonna prevent nothing, nothing release, and nothing is gonna change.
Mm.
That is only it is gonna cause a problem between police and civilian, which I don't want it happen.
Okay, so
I don't think police will go all out the way neither too for late for which to the extent they are locking up man for alcohol. I don't. But I still feel they could have deal with it a little different.
Okay.
They could have deal with it different. I'm not defending it, you know. I'm just saying. Okay, for instance, no, you got put in Simmons, you don't know things hard in Vincent these days. Not even Simmons, around the world. It's very hard. Every day we wake up, things get expensive. One move through the wall with these crime going on all over. These war in Israel and so a man might just say, boy, I have a permanent work, I don't even have a little part-time work, I have GP. Let me try it back in there. We got funeral going on the road. Let me go and see I could make a little extra dollar for me, help out me get me train them to school tomorrow, help out me home. That put a dent again now in your pocket there.
All right, I hear your opinion. I would give my go ahead.
Just before I go, you all were dealing with the lady yesterday, the athlete, where the guy threw the thing on. You know she died?
Yes.
She died yesterday.
Yes.
That's why I tell you all, they need to put him over a jail over the sea. And if he gets away from that, then leave him. Make sure they way over the sea in the middle of the sea with shark and thing there. And if he could swim and get away from that, then leave him. Because I know for sure he cannot get away.
Yeah.
This man needs to deal with it. It's wickedness. Now you know how hard two daughter feel with which was coming from church with her, will come from church with her son because come from church, you know.
Yes.
So you know how they feel now?
Yeah.
That thing could mash you up for life, you know. Mentally, you know.
Yep.
You know the kind of hatred them two girls could, I don't know how old they be, but you know the kind of hatred that they could build in them for manner?
Yeah.
All right. She so rest in peace. That none of we know about. We just know she took athletics. See her in Paris, but may her soul rest in peace.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Tell the government, leave the liquor alone.
Leave the liquor. All right. You too. Thanks. And that is exactly it. Look what you wrong with me and my friend they do. That is exactly why they pass it. Right? I guess, Dianna, you could probably give your thoughts on that.
Let me respond to something. So further down in the article, it says Gonzalez responded to the view that the new law would consume a lot of police resources to enforce. He noted that there are several pre-existing offenses related to drunkenness and religion that the police don't take up a lot of time with. He said, but if somebody is doing something, the part of the thing for the police and for other citizens is not to say to you, well, we're going to lock you up. Is that, look, man, you're doing something which the law of the land says you shouldn't be doing. This ain't no big thing. Enjoy yourself, but don't defile the place. All right, so just in response to something the caller said there, just wanted to read that.
All right, so the thing for me, right? What it actually does, it bans the consumption of alcohol in a funeral procession. That is the set of people walking behind the coffin, right? Or the hearse. Let me not say coffin, geez, behind the hearse, right? But it does not prevent the sale of alcohol in the presence or around the perimeters of a funeral.
Right.
Now, I am actually for the banning of alcohol at funeral celebrations, right? I am for it. The reason being, and yes, we had a discussion before. This is before you came, Ari, and I was on the shift, right? We had a discussion before in terms of, yes, you want to celebrate. It's a celebration of life. Yes, there might be cases where many persons know how to control their alcohol, but we also do have the instances where persons don't. And these are the disruptive people, right? Many times the people who actually would be consuming alcohol don't even go inside the church. They're outside liming,
that's true,
right?
True.
They're outside liming. They're not even necessarily going up by the burial ground in terms of to see the body being buried, but they're outside or the perimeter and they're just having like another
It's a session.
Another event is a session, right? It's a session that is happening. So for me, the reverence, as the PM used the word solemnity, the reverence with regards to funerals, I find over time it's being eroded, right? And but the thing of it is a ticklish situation in terms of how would you actually enforce it, right? Somebody could have alcohol in their possession. It could be, they said it would not be open, right? It would be concealed, or it once it's not open, but somebody could be walking along on the sidewalk, not a part of the procession, and still be consuming alcohol. So I think, in terms of how it's actually going to be enforced, people are going to find a way around it. And I know that it would have been difficult for them to say to ban alcohol at funerals, because again, you have to define what is the perimeter of the funeral, So it is a ticklish subject. But my thing was that I personally don't like the way in which how some funerals are of late, right? It seems more to be of a carnival type event as opposed to it being reverence. And yes, I know as Caribbean people, we celebrate life, in a happy, in a happy way, etc. But it's a funny bill to pass, and it's a funny one for, I think, police officers to be able to enforce, right? So we are going to have to jump out. What we can do is that we may have to take this back up at 9:20 during our talk to us session, right? Because remember, at 8:00 we have cop chat. But at this time, we have to jump right into today's traffic talk, as the time is 7:35.